Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to The Warm Truth. I'm one of your hosts, Kim.
And I'm Melisha, aka Melly Mel.
And we are continuing our friendship series. Today we do have our fourth guest and we're so excited. So we'll go ahead and turn it over to him and he can introduce himself.
How you doing? My name's Amadi, and I'm the host of the Let That Boy Live podcast. I believe we met last year when you guys were in fruition of making this. As two friends, I seen you doing your pitch, so I'm just excited to sit here and be in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That is
with,
like last year. Probably
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
I remember walking in and you were so supportive. After we chose you, was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be amazing. You was like, thank you.
Yeah, I
Thank
definitely
you.
recall that.
Yeah.
So we were really excited to see someone who looks like us and someone who's also doing the same thing to just be like quite supportive because we were really nervous.
No, you had the most complete pitch. You had the vision. You're like, we don't got the stuff, but this is what it's gonna be about, and there's the angle and the authenticity. You can feel it through your show, and it's getting better every episode. So.
Thank you.
We
We
appreciate
appreciate
that.
that.
Yeah. And but yeah, I was very excited to be invited on this. I mean, I take friendship very serious. I was tuned in to the series, and as I was saying, you guys had me on edge. Or it was getting there, and then it was like, wait for part 2. But it had me reflecting on my friends over the years and hearing people's experience, whether it's in older age, younger age, and so let me know where we're going with it, and I'll give you my authentic opinion on that.
Yeah, and I love how he's downplaying his podcast. Let that boy live. Let me say it again. Let that boy live.
Live.
This man, first of all, do y'all hear his voice? Second, it is about mental health. It is literally about being in a space created for yourself, taking back your time, taking back your narrative, and just living your truth. And yes, it is another component of how we talk about it, but in the male's perspective.
Yeah.
And you don't hear that much, especially for Black men, to have those spaces and be able to speak to those spaces and create your own space. So, sir, do not sell yourself short. Let that boy live.
Let him live
That
freely.
is the podcast.
Yeah,
So
thank you. Thank you.
Yes. But yeah.
Cool beans. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. So we'll, start off with the same question that we start off with all of our guests. So talk to us a little bit about what friendship is to you and kind of like what it means, and also, if you have specific or certain expectations
Okay.
for friends.
Yeah. So friendship, to me is just like obviously just people you feel very comfortable with to be your most vulnerable, and just being supportive in the way that works for each other, and I think at a younger age, it was just about playing on the playground, spending the night was the biggest thing for me. And I had parents that were pretty strict, not like overly strict, but it had to be planned. Who's the parent? Where are you going? And they had an expectation upon me. I'm over there to play games, and they're like, you better do your dish. You got to represent the household. I'm doing things at people's house that I wouldn't do at my own house. You're all like, oh, you took out the trash there? You can't do that at home?
Yep.
But that was the peak in younger age. And then as you grow older, the idea of going away or, no longer having the same interests, kind of leaning in, it can be a heartbreaking experience, And I just remember, I think too is like having a good base of friends. I want to say from high school, like I went to school around 2010 era. It was like my graduation year. And I was in the era of jerking. So I had like friends that I would go to the mall and like make a fool of myself with and record ourselves. And it was the dawn of the smartphone and Vine and things like that. And it's just being fearless around your people. Sometimes you could do stupid things with friends, and and then I got to now I'm in a different place in life. So as we go deeper into the topic, I'll probably share more of the more vulnerable experience in friendship. But at the root of it, I think it's just being very comfortable with someone to where you could be vulnerable to a fault. If that friend becomes an enemy, you're done because they know too much.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That part, that's true.
So it could be a very scary thing. I really want to touch in on even friend breakups. I think that one really is, I don't think it's spoken enough. You think about breakups, you're getting through that, but a friendship breakup is very different, especially as a man.
Well, let us in.
Well, yeah, we already get there.
I never thought men really went through those things. I felt like y'all were so nonchalant about friends. Like, oh, no, that's my boy. I like his sneakers. Or even like I saw a thing where people go out and play basketball, and the lady was like, so my husband went out and played basketball, and he said red stripes. And yeah, I'm in. And then they play a game, and then he knows if you lose, you go out, and the next person just come in, and everybody know that language. And we were in the mall, and the guy waved, and she said, who's that? He said, that's Red Stripes. And she was like, you don't know the name or nothing? No, we just play basketball every Saturday. That's it.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was just that easy. Just I play basketball. This dude, he wears Adidas.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like the culture in that, you can make friends by nodding twice in the hallway. Like,
right.
And then next thing you know, it's like, hey, you ball, you do this. And then it goes further. It could be that simple, right? But no matter how they dress, we could have the total different aura as far as style. Like he wears loafers and I only wear sneakers. But next thing you know, we're in the same room. But I'll say like in my experience, I had a group of friends I hung out with from like my 11th grade year and then like, going through college, like maybe for like 9 years. And, there were moments where the group was trying to break up. Maybe one friend was just irritating the other. And then I found myself being in the middle and trying to keep that group together. Like, hey, sometimes he could be a lot, but he's a lot, or looking at the bigger picture. Like he's a type, even if there's small nuances that could be a little bit annoying as you're getting older and you're going, oh, that kind of irks me now that I'm older. I don't like that kind of, or how he talks about certain things. I don't know. At the same time, I'm like, this friend will pick you up from Vegas and that's 4 hours away and find a car to get you, right? So I try to look at the integrity of it. And I think in my friend circle, I was always just that mediator or the one in the middle. So I feel like in this particular situation, I found myself in my friend group now, like where I was getting iced out of the friend group. And that was like something I never imagined. But and for me, where I'm lost in this is I got kind of ghosted out. I don't truly know why. It wasn't, it was never acknowledged. It was kind of like, and in that sense, the group of 5 that I rolled with or 4, I guess they just chose sides like on a 5th grade level, where it wasn't like, I tried to reach out to different members like, hey, why isn't this person talking to me? And the way I found out was, it was my friend's birthday. And this was one of my best friends. Like, so it was his birthday and I texted him happy birthday or on the gram, you do the little shout out thing on the story. Yeah. And then I didn't get a response throughout the day. And then I saw him like kind of reposting other people's that, like were newer in our lives. So I'm like, you just met this guy last year.
Right.
Maybe you didn't see my thing. Yo, oh. And then I wasn't getting no response. And that's how I found out. It was just like, I just got iced out. And then I'm like, the next day, nothing, no text or anything. And then I'm like, oh, let me call his roommates because we're all friends. And no one was returning my calls. And then I'm like, what's going on? Like, no one's answering me. This is weird. And then I just heard through the grapevine, like, oh, he's not happy with you. And I'm like, okay, well, hey, I hear you're not happy with me. Like, you want to talk or I don't know what's going on. But, and then again, this is where it's vulnerable as a man. Like, I'm not scared of my emotions, so maybe some of the things I'm doing is not, for every man. But I'm like, I miss you. Like, I love you. Like, what's going on? Like, and I just never got a response. So then I think, and this happened in 2019, like before the pandemic, and I lived in Seattle. UW, go Seahawks. And so then I found myself in this position where it was like, I was getting ready to move to Texas and I was already scared to move to Texas and I was already making an excuse to my wife, like, I can't move here. I already have a circle. I got my people there. And then when this moment happened, it was like those excuses were gone. It was like my inner circle or like the people were like, I got iced out the Rangers or something, So then I'm like, oh, I guess I don't have an excuse. Like maybe it was the Lord preparing me to move. Right. So, that happened. And here we are. Like, it's been 5 years now where I haven't talked to any of those guys. And I'm like, I just reflected to myself, like, it's going to get to a point where I haven't talked to them longer than our actual friendship, like the realization. Right? And, periodically throughout the years, I've kind of reached out, hit a text. I'd be like, what is it? Ghost watching here and there, how's life? You got a family now? And no, I got humbled recently. I said, it's been a few years. I seen an old memory. Let me just tag them. And I got a response for the first time in like 5 years. And it was, "We ain't friends, period. Delete this." And I was like, I hit my chest.
Oh, wow.
You know, where I was like, wow. And, you know, my response was, why not? And then I never got a response again. But I'll say what I didn't expect in the like process of losing a friend, like, again, it's your choice. It's kind of like, I thought of a question you guys asked about, like, when do you let go, or when trying's not enough? And I mean, if the other you know, it takes two to tango.
Right.
And I guess it's just like a relationship, you know, if you want to try another person's arms crossed, like, you know, you can't force their hand. So I guess you just have to let go if the other person doesn't want to be involved anymore. So I just had bad dreams throughout the years. Like, you know, it would be these unfinished dreams. I guess it's subconscious, but it's like, I don't know. It's like a dream where we're together, and it's like I'm not trusted, or he doesn't. It's like this unfinished business, right? It never. But over the years, the dream started to turn into more like openness. So then that's why I felt comfortable. I was kind of following my intuition. I was like, oh, my dreams are better now. Let me reach out. Maybe times heals, but it hasn't yet. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it's I finally come to peace with it, you know, and I'm in therapy just in general, just to have a benefit at work. So take advantage of that.
Take advantage.
And that this conversation has come up in therapy, so I know it affects my life. But so I definitely encourage people to like just tap in and have that inner monologue. And some of the things that they mentioned, or a tool, was write a letter to them, and you don't have to send it, but just write that letter, and then just to have it released, and then it's your choice to send it or not. You know? So yeah. I haven't write the letter yet, though. I haven't wrote that letter, so I don't know. But I feel like I have done the reaching out. So yeah. As a man, though, like, and I think the vulnerability part is to say, I miss my friend, or you know, it makes you think a Young Thug and Gunna. You know, even seeing that experience, like he's so hurt. Gunna, like, wow. You're like, oh dang, he has pain. He even made that one song. You know. But so you kind of see a glimpse of it, but it's like always trying to keep your chest out and be nonchalant, but. You know, I think it takes bravery to show it.
Absolutely.
It does.
To face it and just to put it out there, like, man, like, this is just the reality, versus like, you know, I'm good.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's very valid. I mean, friendships are, like you said, it is a relationship. And on our other series and episodes, people talk about closure. And that's what it sounds like you did not get. You didn't get closure. You don't got your reason behind, hey, what happened? Even after multiple times of asking. And I find myself in your shoes with my friendship breakup, because it was like, what happened? Yeah. And for me, it's a little bit more to it, where I could kind of go like, okay, I had to make a choice between you and another person. But those dreams you talk about, I had those where it was like, okay, we're walking, doing our normal things, and then it's like, you're gone. Where did you go? And it's like, it's true.
So sad.
I know it's sad, but no, that's true. When you would say, I was like, wow, I do. But then it's like, as I got older and you think about it and you are finding space for yourself and you're healing, I think the intuition part that you were having is more of like, you know what, I released that. It is, we had our good times. And for me, speaking for me, like, we had our good times. It's a lot of things learned, no love lost on my part. Yeah. But it's like, I'm healed from it. I can't carry something that is one-sided and I don't have anymore. So that's deep. You saying, I was like, oh my God. Like,
yeah. Someone told me, the analogy they said, it was like, you know, think of it like the breakfast you had this morning. You know, it was good. You ate it, but right now you're not thinking about it no more. But you could appreciate the moment. So, you know, I do reflect and appreciate memories. And, you know, I think I don't know if you relate, but it's like, it's music and things that can bring that up. It's like, oh, that old, we're talking about 2016 now. Yeah. And then you think of the Uzi song or that album that came out that you were jamming to, and then you hear the song and you're like, damn. And then you're like, I wonder if they think about me. You're like, I wonder if they heard that thought about me. Or like the last time we were all together, Seahawks won the Super Bowl. They won again 11 years later. I'm like, we were all out that night. I must have crossed their mind low key. Like, even if they didn't want me to cross their mind, I'm part of that moment. So I do wonder, and you know, You know what I mean? Like I'd say like, I've also been on the other end where I've cut off a friend, but based off my experience, I wanted to do it. I wanted to be more straight up about it, because it was one of those relationships where I don't know if you've had a friend that acts different around other people, but when you're together, it's like they're sweet, they're fine, but then when there's other variables, they can just be very disrespectful. Or the friend that you have to apologize for all the time, where you're like, sorry about them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Man, who's this guy? He's crazy. He's doing the most. Oh, sorry about that. And then it's like now it's on part of your character. Like, you brought him.
Yeah.
So then, I was in that kind of friendship where I'm like, man, when we're alone watching TV at the crib, everything, hey, da da da. But as soon as around people, you'll be like, it's like an aura, like I'm better than you. It's like the way it comes out, and when people feel it in so many other different rooms, it's like you can't even defend it, and then you got to be mindful of what you bring. So I remember that friend crossed the line where he disrespected my family, and I pretty much asked it for an apology. It was more like it came out to be, I'm like, maybe they were under the influence. Either way, it's not an excuse. It's maybe something, if he made the joke to me, I could handle it. But if you make the joke about my wife or someone, then it's like, to them, I can't apologize for them and go, hey, is it still cool if I'm... So in that thing, I pretty much straightforward asked for what I needed, which was, I was like, hey, maybe it was a joke. I didn't want to be macho. I just wanted to be like, hey, maybe you wanted that to come across as a joke, but it wasn't funny. And I would appreciate if you could apologize and, and not ever come in that way. I was trying to find a way to not be macho-y, but just be to the facts. And they couldn't accept that. They were like, they kind of made it more like, oh, why did they say I was a bad person? They wanted to make it about them when they already crossed the line. And then I just kind of blocked that and said, I severed that, and it's been a while, and they tried to reach out, and I just stuck to it, like my boundary, which is like, and I miss them as a friend, but also throughout the whole friendship, I was apologizing for their actions, like in multiple, like whether it's a family party and I'm having a baby cousin cry off of something they said, or just being in rooms where people are like, who is this guy? And so even now, but I'm like, dang, if only you see his good side, you should see his side like me. So, I do miss that friend, and I see them from afar, and they wish me well here and there, but I've been respecting the boundary, so that's been kind of difficult, especially when I think about what I'm going through. So I did at least reach out and let them know where it's coming from, but I haven't even got an apology, and I can't move forward that way.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be,
and then like, my last, like, I guess, like tier in a friendship is like one I've had since I met in high school, like 10 years, or in college. Great friend, helped him start his business and everything. And then there was this, he started a taxi business. And then he's been asking like, yo, it's doing so well, you should come work with me. So I referred a family member, and he just disrespected my family member. Like, like it was something that surprised me. It was almost like unimaginable, where you go, bro, I helped you do all this. How are you talking to someone? And to kind of give context, it's more like someone going like, if you have an uncle that's now working with your friend, and then they're going, hey, you ain't shit, or damn, no wonder you dumb, or just saying crazy nonchalant things. I was like, you can say it to me, but not an older family member. And to which, like, I'm not trying to be in the middle of business, but I'm like, respectfully, I get some things can, but keep it business. There's a, you don't have an HR in your LLC, but be
professional.
But and they didn't take kindly to that. And again, I do the best I can to again, not have a tone or where it's like, hey, you best not do that. I'm just trying to be, again, very cordial and respectful and understanding and empathetic to both sides. But I had to respectfully end that friendship too, and like and that one was hard to battle at first. I'm like, dang, obviously it's not a choice between family and, sometimes family isn't blood, but then it was like, man, we've been for each other so long, and now I'm in this position where you're clearly not wanting to respect my family member. And this family member raised me for so long in my life, and, so yeah, here we are. And then I just had to do it. It was like almost a choice, like, am I going to do this? But I'm like, I have to stand up, because how it'll look like if you get disrespected, I'm like, hey, I'm still cool with them, but I love you though, but I'm still cool with them. It's like, okay. And even though my family was like, no, don't do it, I'm like, sometimes we say things, but they don't want. So yeah, that's been and now I'm thinking about, here I am, I'm 33 years old, and like, I'm in Austin. It's been since 2021, and what's my friendship look like now? And I thought of the question you asked in one of your episodes, like, is it harder to be to make friends at 30 or when you're older as an adult? And I'm like, it could be different for everyone, but in my sense, I'm like, I don't think it's harder. I just think it's more intentional. And when you go through what we've been through, like a little friendship heartbreak, it's hard to let people in a little bit. Like, you know, so you have acquaintances, you have to be like, oh, we'll get a beer. But do I have people that I go from work and go, come to my house and let's play 2K? Like, no, I don't really open up that door like that. I just kind of meet people in open spaces. They're not coming in my space. I'll be like, yeah, I'll meet you there. And and I have a way of doing probabilities versus I don't want to be a flaker. So I always tell people, it's a 45% chance I'll go to that today. And then ask me again in 2 hours. And like, hey, are you going to come to that thing? I'm like, 65%, but there's still 40% I won't be there. And if I don't go, I don't go. I never go, I'm coming. But if I say 90%, I'm most likely going, but I still give myself 10% to get out. So I do that and find ways to just, you know, when I show up, I show up. But I'm like, I notice, like, I'm not mad at it. I just really choose. They have to get through all these layers, I think, of like, oh, we're cool here. Now we're in, are we holding each other accountable to meet up? Or are you going, oh, something came up? And then are you doing it again another time? Now we're probably not going to get that far. I'm not mad at you, but, you know, we got to play this, like, I don't know, this level game until.
Yeah, you got to put time in.
Until, you know, I can feel comfortable just knocking your door and busting in on you. Like, what up? I didn't call, but I just, it ain't right.
Right.
Yeah.